Hello again, YouTube. This one is Lovell Hawes, and prior enlisted Marine history buff, and overall just guy does a lot of research. And this is going to be one of the technologies that I'm going to be excited to bring to the table to talk about. It's the Method series of robots. Well, you can actually find the Method series of robots, and they look like, if any of you have seen the James Cameron movie Avatar, they look like that. Only they're real. They are real. They are piloted robots that are designed to work inside of exclusion zones like Chernobyl, Fukushima, places like that. They're designed to make it so that way you can actually conduct work. They actually have individually articulating fingers, so they are automatically make a fist, but they can. One media guy actually flipped his producer off with it, but it is an insanely strong device machine, and you can actually pilot the thing at this present stage. It is currently only able to be pilotable on a factory floor, so it does walk around safely there. But it is supposed to be advancing on it, and there's three of them right now. But as soon as I saw it, I went, wow. And the people in South Korea who are building it are currently looking at dozens of militaries all over the planet who are looking to weaponize the thing. Which I honestly think will be a thing one day because, honestly, can you imagine an actual mech walker having a 20 millimeter cannon on one wrist, a 7.62 minigun on the other wrist, and anti tank missiles on the shoulders? I mean, that'd be a significant amount of piece of firepower right there. So, it is something that honestly at the moment has a peaceable application, and I honestly love that fact, is that it was meant with a peaceful application first, that it was meant to protect somebody going into some place that is honestly very dangerous. Chernobyl just recently sent hundreds of mofos to a Belarusian hospital with radiation sickness. I was like, because the Russians and Ukrainians fought over it. Fukushima is still very, very dangerous. And there are still some sites that, even to this day, say the Trinity site, for example, where the first atom bomb was detonated. You can actually go up to it in New Mexico. You can pick up these little green rocks called Trinitite, but you better wash your hands, and you can't take them from the site because, first off, it's illegal. Second off, it's not safe. And the Method Series robot is meant to go into places like this and be able to function, but let the pilot function safely. And it's like I could think of a half a dozen places on this planet that could probably use that robot's touch. Semipalatinsk, the Bikini Atolls, the Yucca Flats, just for testing, or atom bomb testing sites. The site at which SL1 was when it had its problems, and that's a whole nother animal. And then there's also Fukushima, Chernobyl. 3 Mile Island was relatively well contained and is still well contained. We still just need to figure out what to do with Aquarium. But it is meant to make these areas actually habitable again. Yeah, actually be able to go through them and make it so that way the pilot can actually safely work in order to make it safer for everybody. Which I honestly love that. So, and would also be able to deal with, because of the protection the machine offers, it would allow the pilot to do things that most other people would be going by the old-fashioned stopwatch method. The only problem is what if the radiation's too high and fries method? Well, that's happened before. When Chernobyl happened and was fresh, the Soviets did not have a robot that could withstand the radiation and fry the circuits like it does your DNA. So the robots themselves ended up out of action. So they had to resort to good old-fashioned hand operations. Well, I hope they figured out a way to bypass that, and I think that's one of the reasons method is not everywhere right now. But in all honesty, South Korea does have a rather grumpy neighbor to the north that thinks they still have the right to rule them. North Korea, go figure. And there is the demilitarized zone, and the North Koreans do on occasion violate said demilitarized zone, but they have not actively gone into active war since the 50s. It is one of the longer ceasefires that has never resulted in an actual peace treaty that has still held for the most part to this day. But can you imagine if they ever actually say weaponize it? Like I said, 20mm cannon here, 7.62 minigun here, anti-tank rockets on the shoulders. It's like, imagine 100 of these things coming at you. It'd be like the Battle of the Somme in 1916 all over again. The Germans had never seen a tank before, and yet they'd never even seen a car before, and yet this thing was coming at them. This big, honking, lumbering machine that they could not stop was coming at them. And oh, by the way, it's shooting at them. The German army was one of the most professional armies on the planet at the time. They bolted. They bolted because they had no way to deal with it, and they were terrified. Can you imagine if somebody lined up 100 of these things? And, well, again, I know it's primarily for peaceful use. You know somebody's going to weaponize it because everybody's seeing them and going, mech walkers! Ah! So, it's like somebody's going to weaponize these things. But I still hope primarily they're used for peaceful purposes. I would honestly like to see one of the Method series robots actually go into the sarcophagus surrounding reactor number 4 at Chernobyl and actually be one of the ones working on the corium issue to be able to remove the elephant's foot, which is probably saved for another history lesson. But the Method series robots, that is astonishing progress. And the South Koreans have quite a bit like this. This is just one of the things. And another thing they showed me was just a little something where I was like, can I have? And they did that because, well, again, they had some rather angry neighbors to the north. So, yeah, I wouldn't mind seeing some of their toys. And I would love to see Method in person. I would get, just, my eyes would glisten with absolute joy because again, Mech Walker. And so, yeah, it looks just, I actually recommend you watch Avatar first, and then look at the videos of Method. Look at the pictures and videos of the Method series robots. I tell you, they are identical for the most part. They are crazy similar looking. But yes, this is part of what makes me me. I have the history that I look at to see how it was handled in the past, see what we can do a little better, what worked, what didn't. It's like I that's why I did my Flying Tigers video. And then I have the present situation where I take the things from the past and I put it in the present situation, and I also look towards the technology of the future and see how it can be applied to the present, which is why I came up with the idea for the fusion. When you look at it that way and bring it all in, it all comes together. So, the Doolittle raid was technologically insignificant. It was an absolutely bonkers idea. And it did little more than scare the Japanese and give us hope that we'd be able to do more to it. So, that being said, I've been Lovell. You guys have been awesome. I'm starting to get repeat viewers, so people who have been watching my videos more than once, and that's great news for me. I have seven repeat viewers, and I've loved that fact. I still don't have over 300 views, but that's okay. You guys can share them amongst your friends. Maybe that's how you're sharing them, is those 7 repeat views, and that's great. And I've also got now 5 subscribers, which is up 1 from where I was in the past. And I am looking forward to making more content for you guys like this. And I know you guys are probably like, boy, you just gotta need your shape. Well, my murder control is shot, so razors aren't exactly working for me. Some of you might have noticed on some of my older videos I had a little cut right here. Well, that was a big cut that bled down to here, so that was me trying to shave. So I think I'm gonna skip the razor for the moment and just wait until I can get a good electric razor, which good is very difficult to find when you're talking electric razor in my book. But I've been great. You've been great. I look forward to making more videos for you. It's been a fun ride. It really has been. I look forward to seeing what you guys think of the new history and future technology section, because again, this is what I do. I just do a lot of research at all these various points, and then I make comments about them. And it's like, I honestly look forward to some of the other ones. In fact, tomorrow I might include a little history video about Sparta or something. I don't know. I haven't thought about that one yet. I just want to see how this one goes. But you guys, have yourself a good day.